Hello, and welcome back to me building in The Sims. Woo! Yeah, I made another one. I couldn't stop my. This is actually a lot of fun. I didn't want to stop, so I didn't. Um, this is a house that I built. I built this like a week ago, and I'm doing the voiceover just now because I didn't want to do it last week. Anyway, welcome to Marketplace. You may be asking yourself, or asking me rather, why is this called Marketplace? Oh, that's because I don't know how to name things. And I asked my friend, what should I name my Sims build? And she said, this looks like a marketplace. And I took it because I didn't know what else to name it. It is a 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. It is 1 story, and it comes in at $61,187. Smollingans. Units of currency. I don't care. Anyway, I imagined this was a family home sort of deal for a set of parents, their 2 daughters, and I will tell you about those 2 daughters once we get to their bedrooms, because oh boy, is there a lot to say. Um, yeah. So this this is a house that I've had in my mind for a while. Not so much for the house itself, but for what's in the house. Like the structure, fine, but the inhabitants, now there's something there. That sounds really, really sketchy. Believe me, it's not. Yeah, so I basically started with like the bathroom because I it was the easiest thing to do, and I just knew it wasn't gonna stress me out. It was gonna be like easy breezy, lemon squeezy. And like I had a lot of things in mind going into this house just because like I sat on this idea for so long, and I was like already picking out, oh right, I want this bed, I want this carpet, I want this dining table. You saw it a second ago. Also, I'm building in Evergreen Harbor. Sorry, I checked my watch. My watch doesn't say the name of the Sims world. I'm building in Evergreen Harbor, so if you see the money going down in the corner, I'm sorry. Yeah. Also, I didn't realize this until I was editing, like rendering, but the bottom of the video got cut off, and I'm very upset about that. And as you can tell, I've done nothing to change that because, well, I already built the house, and I can't really rebuild. I'm not going to rebuild this house because it didn't take a long time, but it took me a couple hours. Like, let me think. I think the second building session was like hour and a half or so. No, that was close to an hour. The first one was closer to 2 hours. So let's say this took me 3 hours of real time. And then I sped it. I didn't edit it down that much because there wasn't much to edit out because I was really efficient for this one. I sped it up about 6 times. So that's why it's 30 minutes. I don't know how much to speed these things up because I feel like it's always too much. But maybe that's just my computer doesn't like when I speed things too much in the in the software I use to edit. Speaking of which, I did get a new computer. This is my first build on that computer. I'm very happy about that because, oh my god, the game runs like so smooth right now. I'm so happy because this computer isn't like a dinosaur. It isn't 6 years old. It's just much nicer. I'm very happy. But yeah, another fun fact about me getting a new computer is apparently the OMSP shelf got uninstalled. And I didn't realize that until I was like partway through building this. And I was like, oh, haha. So I leave a couple things like on the floor at certain points. I'll pick them back up later. Anyway, I'm beginning to work on the bedroom. So I guess now's as good a time as any to address the elephant in the room. Why did I build this? I built it for specifically to decorate rooms for two specific teenage girls. The one in the bedroom with the pink carpet was my idea that I had in my head labeled as goth teen girl who's really into occult stuff. I actually don't end up putting that much occult stuff. I checked the game files, or the tray files. There's one item from vampires, one item from Realm of Magic. Kind of disappointed myself for that. But she does have some paranormal stuff, and I feel like as she gets older, she would definitely have a very witchy kind of spooky apartment or house or whatever for herself. And I wholeheartedly support that for her. Yeah, so she's got her black walls that she like begged her parents, "Can I please paint the walls?" And they were like, "Okay, fine." But they didn't let her tear up the pink carpet, so she just put rugs on top of it. And like I respect that. My sister used to have pink carpet, and that's why I was so eager to use pink carpet in a house. Like I think it looks really disgusting, and I love that about it. So she has the pink carpet, but she got to customize her walls. Um, I have in my notes that she definitely listens to My Chemical Romance. I feel like she's a diehard fan of Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge and The Black Parade, of just the music and the aesthetic. And she would, I think she likes Danger Days too, but she would never publicly admit it because like it's too colorful for what she's going for. And like I get it. Here's where I realized my MSP shelf was missing, by the way, and I had like a minor panic. And by panic, I mean I was just annoyed with myself. It wasn't much of a panic. So, she's cool. I imagined for a while that she was like definitely a band kid. Like, oh my god, she's definitely like high winds. Like, she plays the flute, the oboe, or the clarinet, and unfortunately, there are no wind instruments in the game. That's the one thing I will complain massively about as a wind musician myself, is that that's not in there. But at least there's a violin, so like I can have that part of myself. I can have that part of me in this game, and like I live with that. So her bedroom hasn't taken off yet, but believe me, it gets to a point. Um, we'll talk about that when we get there. Is a lot. And now the other girl, I imagine she's like in middle school. She she's a big fan of a book series some of you may know. It's called Warrior Cats. I really wanted to build like an aggressively Warrior Cats themed bedroom because I myself am in middle school was quite the Warrior Cats fan. Within sixth grade alone, I read from Into the Wild to the final battle. That's 24 books. I read like 30 books when I was in sixth grade alone. I read a lot of books in middle school. And I'm kind of sad I don't read like as much as an adult, but reading for me has kind of become a liminal activity. Like I do it when I'm waiting for a class. I do it when I'm usually when I'm just waiting for classes. That's like my dedicated reading time. And then a couple summers ago, I would read during my lunch breaks at work, and I got through a fair amount. I think no, I read the entirety of the first book of Blood in that time, which was I think fairly impressive. I also feel like the goth girl will definitely get into Clive Barker as she gets older, but not right now. She's not old enough for Clive Barker, despite what she tells herself. But no, I really enjoy reading. I just don't always have the time to read physical books. That is, I read online stuff all the time. Like I'm perfectly capable of sitting down at my computer for 3 hours and reading Pocus B until my eyes bleed, and it's a great experience. Oh my god, it's a great experience. And I feel like that also kind of inspired that teen girl's bedroom. That experience of like sitting down at your computer until like 1 a.m. reading fanfic or reading scanlations of your favorite video game manga while listening to I don't know what she would listen to. I ended up putting a stereo in both of their rooms, and we all know that the goth girl, she definitely listens to MCR. She listens to Evanescence. I forgot. She definitely listens to. Oh my god, she's me. She I'm sorry for laughing. That was very loud. I'm getting a little excited. Oh my god. But no, she definitely listens to My Chemical Romance. Definitely listens to Evanescence. Maybe a little bit of Linkin Park here and there, because I feel like Linkin Park really like resonated with a lot of teenage girls who felt sad. I was one of them. Oh my god. But like her sister, I feel like I want to say she listens to Super Chick, and I think that's very fitting for her because that's also what I listened to in middle school when I was into Warrior Cats. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm sending myself through like a time war. A what? Through a what? I'm sending myself through time in all sorts of ways right now by calling upon my Warrior Cats experiences. And I feel like now is as good a time as any to mention that in middle school, I used to be part of a Warrior Cats. I guess several actually. I was part of multiple Warrior Cats RP forums on fanfiction.net. It was my life. I am still friends with these people. We talk all the time. I know at least a couple of them are gonna watch this. What's up? Like, like we migrated to Discord by now because it's just an objectively better platform for having conversations, and also our conversations are not publicly available, which is nice because you talk about some kind of personal stuff with your friends, and maybe you shouldn't do it on a public forum. But now, I mean, I'm still friends with those people. It's so wild. Anyway, there I had the book on the stand, kind of lectern thing. I like to imagine that's a music stand. I use that a lot to represent music stands, and I put like an instrument, usually a violin, right next to it. But that's when I realized there's not really a good space in this room for me to put that. So I end up ditching it, and later on, I give her like a little pennant or band. It's like a pennant thing for drama. So I imagine she's not a music nerd; she's more of a drama nerd. I can totally see that. I could totally see her being super dramatic. I could also totally see her like holding a seance or like something like that, or becoming a paranormal investigator if she doesn't end up like going down the path of like trying to become more involved in occult stuff. Because I feel like she definitely like wants to be a witch or something, and I don't blame her because that sounds super cool within The Sims. I don't know about in real life, but whatever. Man, she would even be like one of those like. I'm not gonna finish that thought. Anyway, so there's two other people who live in this house. The parents of these two of these two girls. I figure that their dad's probably like a mechanic or something. He's like the normal one. Uh, in my notes, I say he used to be a bowling champ. I do put a bowling trophy in his bedroom later on. So I imagine that was like his big thing when he was younger. Um, he probably met their mom when she was in college. He didn't go to college. He learned a trade and was like, this is gonna be good. So this is gonna let me support myself and my loved ones, and it does. I mean, he works. He's a working man. And then their mom is like a math teacher or something. It's not the best paying job, but it's definitely like a job she enjoys and a job that like she finds some fulfillment from. I also feel like she really likes basketball. She always wanted to play basketball, but like it just never took off, or maybe she got injured at like a crucial point in what would have been her career. Like maybe she like shattered her leg when she was in college, and that just kind of killed her career. And she was like, "Guess I'll be a math teacher." Like maybe she was already like studying math or something, but she coaches basketball now, and that's how she kind of lives out her dream instead of through her children. But she does still like want her children to be normal because she can't get over the fact that one of her daughters is like trying to summon ghosts on Saturday nights with her friends, and one of her daughters hisses at people and is getting like a D in English because instead of reading her assigned chapters of The Giver, she's like up instead of reading her assigned chapters of The Giver, she's reading Squirrel Flight X Brambleclaw fan fiction and getting into fights with strangers over being Ashfur apologist. She absolutely is not an Ashfur apologist, by the way. She thinks Ashfur is a piece of garbage. She's right. Anyway, funny we should get to that, because now I'm putting cat statues in her room. I like to imagine that she got these, and like, this takes place way before the Warrior Cats like minifigure series started. So like, there she just had like a gray stripe and a fire star and a yellow fang. I'm gonna put a leaf pool and a spotted leaf on her bed. She ends up getting like a fake J feather at some point, and then another cat that doesn't really look like an H was a Cottonsaurus, but whatever. Maybe it was a silver stream. Yeah, it's a silver stream, and that's a cloud tail. Oh, but I feel like she collects cat figurines and cat memorabilia and just like pretends it's a Warrior Cats character, which I relate. Oh my god, definitely. That's not something I personally used to do because all my stuffed cats have like their own unique names, personalities, etc. But I do like to jokingly pretend they are warrior cat characters. And she also gets this cool little cat scroll, which makes me do something really. It makes me do that with that little cat in the mirror, and I think that's really cute. Yeah, those cats on the walls don't have names. I feel like those are from when she was a kid and she was into cats, but she didn't like specifically be into warrior cats. I feel like she definitely got into warrior cats like fairly recently, and she's like 12 right now, and she maybe got into them like within like the past year or so. She's on Omen of the Stars right now. It's 2014. She's living her best life. Um, oh boy, is she in for one hell of a ride when she gets to the later books. I haven't even gotten to the later books, and I just know that they get absolutely insane, and I cannot wait. I really want to do a Warrior Cats reread sometime soon. Yeah, oh man. This has been like a really fun build to do, honestly, and just to kind of like look back on all of like everything I was years ago in my past. It's fun. I really like this. I want to do something else that's like incredibly themed around something I used to be super into at some point or another. I don't know what it's gonna be because my last build was definitely Nightwish themed. I I've done things themed around bands I like before. I've done things themed around books I like. I want to do more things themed around like books and music and whatnot. I'm definitely going to. I've also like in my spare time done stuff themed around like things I personally have written, for better or for worse. I think for better more than for worse. And actually, something I did one time, you're allowed to laugh at me for this, because I laugh at myself for this. I built a house, but whether consciously or unconsciously, was inspired by descriptions of a house in a fan fiction that I was reading at the time. And that's how I like decided on certain elements, like the ability to overlook the living room from the hallway kind of thing, and like the bedrooms had to be at least two. it it wasn't very involved, but yeah, I think this bedroom's pretty involved. I think she likes void critters too. Like I guess void critters in this would be like equivalent to either Pokemon or Neopets, but she only really loves the like dark void critters, like the void elemented void critters. So I guess like she's man, if she's into Pokemon, she like loves dark type Pokemon, and she makes those edgy Pokemon edits of like stills of like anime characters. But like she has them all be really goth, and I love that so much. Oh man, I'm living for these characters. These are characters now. These aren't even Sims. I wanna write about them now and like their quirky little adventures and stuff. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. And like, oh my god, I'm reviving a part of myself right now. This has not just been a speed build. This has been a spiritual experience. Anyway, speaking of spiritual experience, actually not speaking of that, I kind of realized there's like a handful of things in this that there's a handful of things I do in this build that like I use like one item from a pack, and I kind of probably shouldn't have used just like one item from a pack. If I try and avoid doing that in stuff like this, but it just happens sometimes. Like the rug from Spooky Stuff, there wasn't really much else from Spooky Stuff I wanted to use in this. I was thinking of using I think it was from Spooky Stuff. There's like a teddy bear with like a skeleton pattern on it. I think that would have been really cool to put in the goth girl's room. But I also feel like she has enough with her little doll that looks real spooky and stuff. And like the rug, man, I think that rug is so cool. I would get a rug like that, but I already own a rug, and I don't have room for a second rug because like it's not a big room. I'm in a college dorm room, by the way. If my audio sounds different from the last video, I know there's like a little bit of background noise, and I don't know how to take it out, and I don't really care. But it's also like actively precipitating outside, and maybe it's like my heat or something. Maybe my headphones are actually dying because I do record these with a mic on my headphones. I am back in school. I don't have room for another rug. I don't have room for another rug at home either, so I'm just gonna have to like wait till I get my own place and just have a cool rug there with a skull on it. Or I could just like not put it out on a rug. I could just put it somewhere else. But yeah, I like her little skull rug. I like to imagine she also listens to Misfits, and that's the best way to to describe that is their skull rug. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so like I use like one item from Cool Kitchen, one item from Dine Out. I use like one or two items from Island Living, and I was really annoyed with myself for that. I got mad at myself for using stuff from Get to Work because I didn't think I used any Get to Work because I didn't use anything obvious, and I realized, wait, the chair, the little desk bookcase unit has some Get to Work in it. All of the lights are Get to Work, so whatever. I guess like that's replaceable if you don't really have if you don't have Get to Work. I try and like note what's replaceable or like what's non-essential and what isn't based on like what's used and how much of it is decoration, how much of it is actually functional. Because I think for the most part, the functional items, definitely Parenthood, I used a lot of. College Living Seasons and University, or all the beds. I use so much like cats and dogs that I don't think you could replace much of that. The entire exterior is like Get Together, Eco Lifestyle. Well, obviously, the world is Eco Lifestyle. Well, Get Together, Seasons, and Get Famous is basically the entire of the exterior, as you'll see when I do the landscaping. I feel like, yeah, Cats and Dogs, Paranormal, University, those are all like pretty integral to like thematically what I have built here. So there's definitely certain things that are more like used than others. But if you didn't have bowling stuff, I use like 3 items from bowling stuff. That's one of them. There's a bowling trophy. It's not much. Anyway, another topic. So, oh my god. I don't think I've mentioned this yet. I recorded this twice. I don't think I've mentioned it this time around, but the teen goth girl. I'm not saying she is Tara Gillespie who wrote My Immortal, but she definitely gives me some of that energy of like really big into Harry Potter, mostly because like she saw the movies. She was like, "Wow, they're hot," or something, and like it's like I feel like she at least like read the books a bit, and she like is really into like the wizardry stuff and like the escapism stuff. I feel like everyone in this house is big into escapism, especially the two kids, and I feel like the parents like to a degree. Like the mom likes to go shoot basketballs because it helps her like get away from life, and the dad's like, I'm gonna form a bowling league, and never does because none of his friends want to bowl with him. I'm sorry, bro. Greg. I'm sorry, Greg. Oh no. But no, I really feel like the goth daughter, she didn't write My Immortal, but like she definitely has written fan fiction in the past that's like has notes of that. I mean, I'm trying to think if I've ever written something like of that nature. Probably have. I've written a lot of things and never published them, and I just don't have the files anymore. And I'm sure some of them never with as bad of spelling, because I feel like my spelling and my grammar were always pretty sharp in everything I've written. But I don't know, I've written some interesting things, I'll admit. Yeah. Anyway, this is the mom's desk area. I felt like she deserved a little spot to just kind of like grade her papers and do her work and whatnot. I originally had a soccer jersey up because I forgot there was a basketball jersey in the game. Like a framed basketball jersey, even though the whole she likes basketball thing has always been in the back of my head. But whatever. I also put a punching bag in the garage because I didn't really know what else to put in there. But I felt like it wouldn't hurt to have like another usable item there. I also ended up putting a cat in this build. This was an idea I had from like the get-go of like, girl who likes warrior cats definitely has a cat, but I also completely forgot that for the entirety of this build until literally the very end. Because I also thought it'd be funny if she was like into warrior cats but didn't have a cat of her own. Because like that's definitely plenty of kids are, like really into something, but it's not part of their life. Like the obvious of kids who are really into like fantasy and sci-fi, but that doesn't exist. And then like kids who like really love cats or whatever, but they're allergic to cats or something. Anyway, I just put up those banners because I was like, I used one item from Get Together. I gotta fix that. But yeah, I feel like Goth Girl definitely into theater, definitely in like the drama club or something. As someone who was part of a drama club, I definitely probably I definitely met a couple girls like her. Other girl, she probably in like the gardening club or something. Also a club I was in when I was in school, in middle school, for 1 year. But it was a fun club. It was a good time. I got a free peace lily. It's dead, but it was nice. I had a lot of fun in garden club, and I did not talk warrior cats in garden club, unfortunately. But believe me, if I had, oh boy, I would not be building this. I would be too attached to this. I'd be like, no, this is literally me. What am I doing? Anyway, here's the exterior. I tried to keep it pretty simple because I figure these aren't like super involved, like landscapey people. Like, they probably stepped inside of a Lowe's garden center to buy like some patch repair or something because I'm sure like something happened on the lawn and they had to fix some holes. I feel like the dad's really into landscaping. It's his escapism, that and bowling. And the mom, I already said she likes basketball, and the kids, you've met the kids. You definitely met these kids, like in your middle school or high school experience at some point or another. I refuse to believe there were zero goth girls at your high school, whether you knew it or not. But no, I didn't want it to be super complicated because I feel like after last build with like the stones and stuff, I needed to scale it back. Also, it just didn't feel like the vibe of this neighborhood to have super involved landscaping. And as much as I like having things look nice and kind of lush, I didn't think this was the place to have it look lush. I feel like this house has been here long enough to have bushes coming, like to have foundation hedges growing pretty healthily, but it's not like old enough to be super overgrown. And also not like not maintained enough to be super overgrown. Like the people who live here have maintained it and like they like it. I'm sorry, that was my knuckle cracking. Also, I put up a little jade feather. I feel like this girl loves medicine cats, honestly, because she's got the little jade feather, the yellow fang, she's got the spotted leaf and the leaf pool. The ones I didn't mention were the little planter, I think is a silver stream, and the one on her desk is Ivy Pool, because as much as she loves medicine cats, her favorite character is Ivy Pool. Oh, that book's not floating anymore. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting what I did. I built this a week ago. And like, oh man, I should remember what I did a week ago, but I don't. And I guess that's life. Yeah, I feel like the younger girl definitely wants to become like a doctor or something. But I also like the idea that she's really into like political science because she loves the idea of like the warrior the leaders at like like the four trees or the island or whatever having their meetings and like engaging in all this like debate and whatnot. And she's like, man, I can do this. I want to be Firestar. And she, oh my god, and she like goes into political science and becomes like a congresswoman or something. God, that's the most cursed origin story. Oh my god, I want that now. That's amazing. Please. No, that'd be so sick. Oh my god. So I feel like her sister wants to be a paranormal investigator. That's the relatively normal career in this house, I guess. I mean, mechanics are pretty normal career. Like mechanics are pretty chill people. Math teachers, jury's out. My mom used to be a math teacher, so I can't say much. My mom's kind of weird. All my math teachers have been kind of interesting people too, for better or for worse. No, they haven't. Some of my math teachers have been boring as hell. But one of my math teachers, when my classes went online a couple years ago, uh, showed us her cat, which was very nice. And I got to meet her cat, who was a Russian blue. It was very pretty. And her dog would sometimes bark on the call. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this household having a cat is like nice because I feel like the mom definitely like doesn't show off her cat to her students, but she mentions occasionally in math problems like her cat and her kids and her husband and stuff. Like I had math teachers who would mention their personal. That's just like what you do as a teacher. Like you use your personal life as examples sometimes. and it's just a thing you do. But yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I gotta get the cat's personality now. It's a black cat, so like both kids love it. So the one girl can pretend the black cat is like a Warrior Cats character. He's Crowfeather. Oh my god. So the one girl can pretend it's Crowfeather. Oh, they're gonna bring a Crowfeather figurine. Oh no. Oh no, it's a Yellowfang. She loves Yellowfang, but Crowfeather is her cat. Her cat is a Crowfeather. Is a crow. Is a crow. Oh, so dumb. And the other girl's like, yeah, I have a black cat. It's like super gothic. I'm sorry. I'm like almost crying describing this. This is amazing. And so she's like, yeah, I have a black cat. I'm super gothic, aren't I? I'm like basically a witch. Man, I really hope there's... I don't do much gameplay, but I really hope there's a way to make normal Sims into spellcasters. She would love that. And if not, she's definitely a paranormal investigator. She's definitely talking to ghosts. Like, oh my god, that's her whole vibe. Anyway, this is me finishing off the parents' room and adding 2 items from Island Living, because I didn't know what else to put, and I just gave them like a chair and a little footstool, because I thought that'd be nice. I don't know. People put chairs in their bedrooms, I guess, sometimes. And then here, I'm about to switch out that. Yeah, I do that, and that's like a basketball jersey she probably got. I don't know if that was like her jersey that like her teammates signed when she went, like maybe when she graduated high school or something, but she has that. And then right here I put up a couple of family photos, because I feel like that's a thing people have in their houses. We do have family photos in my house. We have pictures of like my grandma and my parents and me and my siblings. We used to have 3 photos of me and my siblings, like all stacked up, our school pictures. And then we painted that room and we took them down. But now me and my sister don't get school photos anymore, because they don't really do school photos in college unless you just want my shitty ID photo. And my sister's not even in school anymore. She has like the picture on her work ID. That's it. Oh yeah, and I forgot I put sparkly lights in her room. I feel like she likes a little fun. Anyway, build's coming to a close. I'm about to put some stuff in for the cat and a little hearth for the fire. That is my hearth. I always put that in because I think it looks weird having a fireplace go directly onto wood. But here's me putting in the stuff for the cat. And with that, I got a dip. Build's over. Almost over. Build's over. Yeah. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Download it or don't. Okay. Bye-bye.